Hello everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and I'm back today with another review, and it's not a review of this, but if you've got this, you're going to be very interested in this review. This is the long-awaited Trumpeter 1/32 scale TBD-1 Devastator kit. This was actually first muted around about 2006, I think, and it's only just come out. And you can tell by the kit number 22225, 2266. Sorry, if you look at 22225, I believe that was the Wildcat, I think, or the Hellcat. So it should have been out way back then, which is why some people get confused when I did a review and they said this isn't an old tooling, it's a new tooling. Yeah, it's kind of a new tooling, but it was supposed to be done years ago. Anyway. Typical Trumpeter style, you get the colour call outs here for your decals and your colours and everything, which is wonderful. You only get two options in the kit, so there's no sort of midway option, it's all sort of pre-midway. So this one is from 1938 on Lexington, I believe, and this one is probably Enterprise pre-midway. So there's nothing here. If you want to do a midway, there's nothing in the kit that allows you to do it. Now you can go and get the gold medal models decals in America, but they're not available in the UK that I can see. And also ASK Art Scale Kit will be releasing a set of decals for the model that will allow you to do midway. Obviously, I think midway was the final mission that the Devastator served in. But basically, this is what you get in the kit. Now, this may not be what you want, but you'll sort of, I'll put up with it. It's not right. The position of the decals is wrong. The size of the roundels is wrong. I'm not sure about this one, if this is right or wrong. It's probably wrong because every picture I've seen has the roundels further up the wing and they're bigger. So if you look, I'll put some pictures in later on that you can look at. And if you look, the roundel, the centre of the roundel here, where's my pointy thing? The centre of the roundel here is sort of just outboard of the centre hinge on the aileron, so they're sort of too far out. And then obviously, because they fill the wing, they're bigger. And also remember, unlike later aircraft, they have the roundels top bottom both on both sides. Okay, just like here, you can see there. So and the roundels on the side of the fuselage, they also appear too small, but you need to check your references. This is one aircraft with the markings. You really need to check the references of the aircraft you want to do, because it would appear that these could be up here, they could be way back here, they could be smaller, they could, well, not smaller, about that size, they could be bigger. And then obviously here you've got the meatball in the middle, the red dot, which they got rid of. I think they painted over it, so you could actually put the red dot and then paint over it if you want to. Same with the tail fin. They got rid of the red stripes on the tail fin. They painted over it in the blue. And I think in reality you could see the red and white through the blue. So I'm not sure. You obviously, in the kit, you get a decal for that. So you've got decals for pretty much everything. You've got your decal there for your fin. And then obviously here's your roundels and there's your wing walkways. But the wing walkways in this, I would certainly choose to paint myself. I wouldn't use a decal for that. So, other than the fact they haven't got the version I want to do and it's all wrong, it's perfect, really, other than that. So, to the rescue comes, once again, Sven from One Man Army, and he has come up with this set of masks for doing your Devastator. Now, if you don't want to use decals, masks are the way to go. If you want to use decals, as I say, the ASK set is going to be around soon, and that looks very nice indeed. So, looking at this, we've got, same as usual, we've got stencil detail and we've got all our insignia detail. When we turn over on the back, we can see here, in fact what I'll do is I'll take it out of the envelope and then we won't have the reflections of the envelope. All comes, as usual, comes beautifully packaged in this resealable envelope that I can't get it out of. Come on. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. There we are. Right. So we'll get rid of that. So you can see on here on the back we have 3 different versions in the set. So I mean, with some playing around, you could build any one you want because you've got the roundels and you've got some markings you could change numbers about and everything. So like you could have that 7 on this one if you wanted to, or use that 2, so you could make VT2 or whatever that was. So VC6, so that's number 3 of VC6. So this is number 2 of VT2, and this one is number 7 of VT6. So that's the Doolittle raid from Enterprise. Okay, April 11, 42. So you can see she's still got the stripes on the tail, and we've still got the meatballs in the middle of the roundels. We get to the 3rd of May 42, sorry, May 42, excuse me, Battle of Midway, USS Enterprise, and you can see here, again, this is VT6, this is number 3, so she would have been the same as that, so that's what I'm saying. You could actually, if you wanted to, have those red and white stripes showing through and put the meatball in and then paint over it in white, just have it very faint, or even put the meatball in first with the stencils, and then paint over in white so you can just see the red coming through, and that should be quite interesting. I'm not sure if you can see that in real life or not, but as I say, with Devastators you really need to check your references, because there's very little information out there, and some of it is incorrect. So yeah, you can see you've got 3 options there, and then the 3rd option there, we've got the Devastator from 1938 on Lexington, which is as per the Trumpeter kit. So you just use, it's saying confirm the Trumpeter marking guide. So there we go. And he's also saying, you know, check tape adhesion on metallic paints. For some paint brands this may cause problems with paint coming off. Try some spares first. You should be okay if you use a good primer that etches into the plastic, something like Mr. Surfacer, MRP, Outlaw, any of those hot, you know, solvent primers. They should be absolutely fine. And you get your metallic paint on top of there, you should be fine. But if you're using something like that Viejo or the AK metallics, be very careful, especially if you've got them straight on the plastic. So there we go. So we've got some special instructions here for doing the roundels, special instructions here for that. I'll show you on the Trumpeter decal sheet so you can see it in full size. There it is. You've got this sort of black, what looks like a ball with hands and feet sitting on a bomb. So there you go. So that's only on that one. That's the one I will be doing for sure, because it's May 42, Battle of Midway and Enterprise. It's all there, isn't it? So you show we've got the numbers for the wings as well, and we've also got the roundels on the wings. Note here the position. We can also look at this inside, I believe. So I'll have a look at the set. No, we can't look inside. But note the position and size of the roundels compared to what Trumpeter have. You can see they've got the roundels much further out here, and they're much smaller. So, and again, on the sides of the fuselage, the position of the roundel here, okay, you can see it there. They've got that correct, and here you can see it's moved back. So, was that one actually further back, or did they completely repaint it? This is the thing you need to do your research on. So well, I can tell you now that Midway 42, that is correct, because we've got a photograph. In fact, I'll put the photograph up now. That is that aircraft on the carrier in real life, and you can see that the roundel's bigger. You can see the roundel on the wing is further down. It's just outboard of the centre aileron hinge. So there you go. So there's your proof. And then here's another picture of VT6 number 7 in that colour scheme there. So, you know, if that is the same aircraft and they move the roundel, then you won't see the meatball through the middle. But I can't see why they would have moved the roundel. So just, as I say, check your references for the actual aircraft you're building. So as you can see, fairly simple, not a hell of a lot of stenciling on here. This was an early aircraft. So what he's done, he's put the notes here. He's been given information of where stencils are and what they say, but he's got no photographic evidence. So wherever he has no photographic evidence, he's put the note there, so you can't sort of sue him for it, if you like. So we've got landing gear inspection door there, and then again we've got no photographic evidence, but we've got an instrument access inside, so there'll be a panel to get to the back of the instrument panel, I'm guessing. There are push buttons here. They're missing on the kit. The front button is slightly lower, so there are no buttons on the kit, so you might want to add those. So he's obviously got proof of those, because he hasn't put there that he hasn't got proof of it. Control cables inside on there. Engine access. 13, inspection door. Check your references, no photographic evidence found. Okay, so there's obviously an inspection door that goes somewhere that's missing on the kit. You've got engine access there. And then here we've got gently push down on the corrugated wing from one side to the other, do not rub. Oh, that's an instruction for the decal. What it is on the wings, they're very ribbed. I'll show you the plastic parts. They have this ribbing on them, you can see there. Okay, so to make sure you get the masking pressed down around the ribs, otherwise you'll get paint going underneath. Or if you put them on and you don't get them quite, just paint very, very dry and very, very light, and then the paint won't go under the mask. If you get it all wet, it'll go under. And then we've got some solenoid here. Solenoids for bomb dropping or torpedo dropping or whatever. Fuel drains here. And then here we've got some more push buttons, battery access panels missing in the kit. Small circular panel missing in the kit. Control cables inside, engine access, and careful when aligning, use a guiding strip. Instrument access inside, so I'm guessing he's saying put a piece of tape there just to get it nice and square and running longitudinally with the fuselage rather than have it on an angle. So there we go. So that's all our stencils and everything. General instructions I'll go through once again. If you go back and look at my channel, I have done 4 videos on using these things. It's not how to use them, it's different ways of using them and the results you'll get. So it's kind of, you will pick your preferred option out of it because you'll see the finished result. But generally you go about it all the same sort of way. It's just chopping around, and whether you put the paint down first, you know, it's like with these roundels, you might decide to paint an area blue on the wing and then put a circular mask over to mask the blue, and then paint the rest of the camouflage, and then put a mask around that one, take that one off and put your star in and paint the white. You may decide to paint the white first and then put the blue around and paint the blue, and then mask all of that and paint your camouflage. You may decide to do camouflage and then put this on top. It's really up to you the way you go. There is no right and wrong way of doing it. It's just the best way that works for you. But basically, there are some golden rules which I've shown you. It's just transfer tape. So as you can see here, you actually use, you have the mask is down on the sheet. You cut a little piece of masking tape, put it under the lower left corner. That allows you to lift it up. Then you put a piece of transfer tape, which can be any other masking tape, over the top, and then you take that off the sheet carefully, put it on your model, rub it down firmly, and then remove the transfer tape. And there you go, you have your mask there. The transfer tape is there to keep it in shape. You can imagine with this 3, when you lift it off, it would all sort of go like this and you'd lose the shape. Again, here with the roundel, this is what we're going to be doing on this very aircraft. You're going to use a mask, transfer tape. You're going to put the transfer tape on when it's on the sheet, peel it off, put it onto the aircraft, remove the transfer tape, okay, and then spray your white, and then you're going to have another mask which is on the sheet with transfer tape over the top, which is the star. Put that over the top and paint your star. Okay, so that's basically the way it goes. You always remove the mask very slowly, very carefully. I tend to pull them back rather than try and pull them up, and that reduces the risk of lifting the paint. And as you can see here, put the tiny little bit of masking tape underneath the bottom left corner, and that always helps you get them off without scratching the paint. As far as marking goes, here you can see, to get that 27 dead sort of in line and not up and down, use a piece of tape, put a mark on it, you know, measure it from the leading edge or something, and then when you put your mask down, you can butt it up against the edge of that tape with the mark in line, and you know you've got it on the same position then, both sides. And then here again, you've got the, you know, you're going to have your no step marks on your wings, put a piece of tape down, mark where they're going to go, put the no step in place where the marks are, you're good to go. And you can also see me do this. I've done this on the in the video, one of the videos I've made, where you basically put this no step in place, you put a black mark on it, then you get a piece of tape, any old shape, and what we've done here you can see is marked a line there where that panel line is, where that panel line is, where that panel line is, and where that panel line is, and then we've got a V to show where the no step is. Then you take that off, turn it upside down, put another piece of tape on it, and then you line up those lines with the panel lines again, and you've got that V. So that tells you where your no step is going to go on the other side or on the underside or whatever it is you're doing. So there you go, that's your general sort of instructions. I know I went through it a bit quick. The reason I went through it a bit quick is because I've covered all of it in 4 extensive videos. So if you really want to know how I go about using these, go see those videos. In the set, we basically have 2 sheets. So we have here the larger sheet, and I'm going to struggle to show you this, I think. So here we've got one of the main wing roundels. So this is your outer. So let's just say you've painted your model blue, it's all done, everything's all good. You're going to take that circle out of there, and then you're going to put that circle on something where it can be peeled up again. Don't just screw it up in a ball and throw it away. Put it onto a sheet of Perspex, put it onto a sheet of glass, put it on something that maybe a cutting mat, a clean cutting mat, so it can be peeled off and used again, because we're going to use it. So you're going to take this circle out of here, make up a square of masking tape that fits just inside that square, and then lift that up. You're going to use the transfer tape to keep that mask square so that the inside stays round. Yeah, keep it square to keep it round. And then we're going to lift that off, and we're going to place that on the wing where we want it to go. And what he's telling you to do on here is to count in 7 ridges. So count in 7 ridges on the wing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the edge of the roundel will be there on that 7th ridge. Okay, which puts it just outside the center aileron hinge there. Okay, so that's the way you want to go doing that. So once you've done that, you can spray it. You can spray it all white. You can spray it all blue. Okay. And then what you can do, you take this circle that you've taken out of here, and you reduce the size of it. Just get a little compass cutter, or just cut some flats on it. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you get a 50p, put it in the middle. I think they're 5-sided, aren't they? No, they're 7-sided, aren't they? And just cut some flats on it so that you can see the edges of this circle. Okay, and then you're going to use that as transfer tape. And what I would do is, rather than do any weeding, I would put the whole thing down inside that circle. So if you've sprayed that circle white, okay, then what you're going to do is put this in and remove the outer bit and leave the star in place and paint it blue. If you've painted this blue, you're going to put that in and remove the star and paint it white. The other way to do it is to spray the whole thing white, put this in place, put that in place, remove the star, and then paint it blue. You can go whatever way you want to go. All right, so there you go. Now again, with this star, keep hold of it, don't throw it away, because if you're going to put the meatball in the middle, you're going to use this as the transfer tape for that. Okay, so you can put this over the star here, remove the meatball, put that over the star, and then place that back into that again, and you're good to go. If you don't understand what I'm saying, go back and watch the videos. You'll see I've done it with RAF roundels, and I've done it all the different ways, and you can get a feel for it. So, and then we've got the same thing here. We've got the smaller ones for the sides of the fuselage. Here we've got that little the little man on his bomb. You can see there. That's quite difficult to see, but you can see there. Now, what he's done, so you can have a play, he's given you a set of spares. Wherever there's an X on these masks, wherever you see an X there by my finger, that's a spare. So you've got a spare there of that star, you've got a spare there of that star. So you've got plenty to play with. So that's really, really nice. So you can have a play with those. And basically what you're going to do, you're going to make your own piece of transfer tape, and you're going to put this one down. Okay, so that one is the outer frame. You're going to weed it all first, so weed the centre out. Don't forget to weed the little sparks coming off the fuse there. Okay, so you're going to weed all that, and then you're going to use a piece of transfer tape, put that down on the model, remove the transfer tape, paint it black. So now you're going to weed this, so you're going to weed those bits out of there, you're going to weed his eyes and all this. Okay, you might weed one bit of his eye and then leave the other bit. In fact, I think the centre of his eye will be black, so you'll leave that centrepiece in and just weed the ring around it, weed the eyebrow, weed the hands, the arms and the legs and the boots and everything, and then use this as your transfer tape to go on there to transfer that into there. And then you can put some bits of masking tape over here, where you can spray it all white first and then cover up the bits that have to stay white and do them red. I think his boots, no, his trousers are red. And I think his arms are red, but the actual hands and boots are white. Obviously the eyes are white, and the eyebrow is probably white as well, I think. So you'll cover them up and then just spray those bits red. And then you're going to take this one here, weed that out of there, put that one over there as the transfer tape, put that one into there, and then spray that bit pink. And here we can see there's a sample that Sven's done for me, and these are the actual masks taped to a piece of black card. So you can see here, you've got that actual square there, and then you spray all that black, and then you're going to put that one in and spray everything white and mask off and do the red legs and the red arms, and then you're going to put that one in and spray the pink. Okay, so that's, and you've got a couple here that you can see the number 3 and everything. Again, with these, you'd want to use transfer tape really, because you're going to lose the shape. The little stencils and stuff, I wouldn't recommend using transfer tape, because when you take it off, you'll probably rip the centres of the D and the B and everything out. So just do them normally. But you can see there, those stencils are absolutely gorgeous. They really are nice. Anyway, back to the set front. So it's very involved, but it's very enjoyable and very satisfying. And we're always talking about decals having that painted on look. This is how you get the painted on look. You paint them on. And then additionally on here, you can see we've got all the stencils. And as you can see, they're see-through. And you basically, what you do is get a little piece of masking tape, put it underneath there. Job done. So very, very nice indeed. Beautiful stencils. They are absolutely gorgeous. Again, the 4th video in the series, I've shown you doing stencils, and they do work really, really nicely. Far nicer than any decals I've seen. And the other beauty is, how many times have you heard people say the decals are out of register? How many times have you heard people say the decals are too thick? How many times have you heard people say the decals are too thin? They're the wrong colour. They're too grainy. Well, here, if they're out of register, that's your fault because the masks are perfect. If it's grainy, that's your fault because you painted it. If it's the wrong colour, that's your fault because you painted it. So if you want a perfect, in register, non-grainy, correct colour finish, this is the way to go. So there you are, guys. That's been a review of that. This is the brand new latest set from One Man Army. It is number 32 DET034. If you're going to Telford this year, today is November the 7th, 2023. So we're a few days away from Telford. If you're going to Telford this year, then Sven will be there with a stand, and he will have some masks and everything to show you there. Say hello and tell him you saw his masks on my channel, and he'll be really pleased. So there we go. So that is that set. Another one to add to the fantastic collection. And if there's just one set you buy from One Man Army, just one, I would thoroughly recommend the Lancaster, from the Border Models Lancaster. It is incredible. Absolutely amazing. So there we go. Thank you for watching. I will see you all soon. And maybe I'll do a bit of a demo with a couple of these to show you how it all goes. But whatever, we shall see. Right, thank you for watching. Bye for now.